What up, Rodney? So, going to my OP class was great. What I love about OP is it's a counseling session with group therapy opposed to being at a meeting. And so I can be more open about, my stuff. And, there's certain things you don't share at a meeting. And it was really good to do that, to not, what I'm learning is to not take away my part in bad behaviors and stuff, but also just be open, especially in that platform. And it was really, really good for me to do that. And I feel so much better. I'm really glad I went to that. So, if I'm wondering why I'm still doing that, well, I'm still working through stuff. I got this relapse prevention workbook that I do in there, and like I was able to really write opposed to just journal stuff that's going on with me. And like in that book, it's got like the whole thing for me, and it's like there's a 3-part series of these 3-part series has kind of been this part of my journey, and it's really good that I did that because I feel a lot better. And to have the support of the people in there, male and female, in there that, they've known me for the last, 8 weeks. And, some of them I see in meetings all the time, and, to get hugs. And it's just, it was good that I went there. I'm sad because my counselor is changing now, and it's going to be a different counselor. But, and that counselor, man, the reason I'm doing this video is for that, but I also wanted to express my feelings. But she was there from like when I was getting loaded every weekend, and to when I got clean, and she got to see me like in IOP, and then she transferred up to this OP, and then now she's in OP. And I like, here's my recommendation to anybody that is even considering treatment. If you're considering it, and this is a recommendation, when you get out of treatment, make sure to move into, I moved into a sober living house or an Oxford house, and then also get yourself enrolled into IOP. And then after IOP is completed, enroll yourself into OP. It's counseling, it's mental health, and it's not just meetings, and it's very therapeutic. It's addicts helping addicts out, and people with degrees that are helping out addicts, and they're helping me work through it and stuff. And I once had somebody share with me that they felt that people in recovery don't have the expertise to help people in recovery. They don't have the schooling, or they don't know. And this is a particular person who did go to school for this and does have a degree, and they kind of manage the whole class, and it really is helpful for me, especially in this particular situation. But I'm gonna miss her, and the hug she gave me, and the things that she said to me, because today's her last day, really helped me out. And I've been in my head all weekend and shit, and rightfully so I earned all that. But it's really good to have that, and it's really good to have my sponsor, and it's really good to have people in recovery that I can bounce off of. And somebody also messaged me today after my share yesterday, and and just said the right words to me that really helped me get a good idea of, don't make the same mistake twice. We learn in recovery, and it's a learning process, and that they still love me. And so even though a lot of this stuff is fresh, it's also part of the healing process and part of the growth that I'm going through. And I'm truly grateful for this program. It also provided me with this part of my program, and yeah, so I'm very blessed to be in the position that I am in, and I'm wanted, needed, and loved, and I'm worth it, and it's gonna be okay, and I'm not always what I say I am in my head, and I don't have to be what people are saying about me either. I can be somebody who makes mistakes and learns from them, and I'm not malicious, and I'm not vindictive. I do my best to not share other people's inventory. I try to keep people's anonymity sacred. And I fail at times. Talking to my sponsor, he said, the anonymity thing doesn't always happen in meetings. That doesn't mean that I have to blow somebody's anonymity either. I can just say I'm struggling with something and I have a challenge with somebody, and here's my part in it, here's what's going on, and just be honest, hold myself accountable instead of just sitting here saying, well, it's this and that, and I have no bad part in anything. I can sit here and say that, and every bad thing that happens in my life, I have a part in, and this situation could have been a lot worse. It could have also been avoided, and so I've just had this roller coaster of emotions. I went from really strong, intense, feelings of happiness to worried and sad to almost a state of depression, and now and then a state of anxiety, all within a 3-week period. It's a lot. And it's very interesting that the support people that maybe a month ago or 2 months ago or 3 months ago weren't my support system then, and they are now, and it's awesome. Everything's going to change in the next couple of weeks too, and so more will be revealed, and I feel like this was a good cap to my weekend, and I think I'm going to go to the gym tonight and just put the kids to bed, get their clothes in the laundry room, go to the gym, move them over, clean the dishes, and then go to bed, and then wake up and go to the gym, and just get back to the grind, get back to work. Not let it be days of delay, let it be hours of delay. And just take the advice of those shorts that I watch from some of the people who pitch, don't stop, keep fighting, you're better than you think you are, but you're not as good as you think you are as well. So I'll keep this one short. It's okay, Rodney. Just keep trusting in your higher power, and try to acknowledge when it's your higher power's will and when it's your will. And when things are not going the greatest, that might be your will that's making that happen, your way of thinking. And your higher power hasn't disappointed you yet, has it? He's been with you this whole walk, and he'll stay with you. I just happened to put him in the back seat this time, and I've been listening to the other guy. And when me and the other guy start talking to each other, we agree really well on how fucked up I am. And he's in the back saying, well, wait, hold on, what about this? What about that? What about this? And he's like, yeah, but what about this? Just poking my ass. And I'm like, yeah. So then I take the mirror and I just put it on my face instead of even wanting to see my higher power. And I gotta remember that, yo, you gotta take a back seat. You helped get me here. You know, because I wanted to feel a certain way. You've always helped get me to a place of discomfort because I want to feel a certain way. And he's getting me out of it every single fucking time. So maybe I need to, in this particular situation, maybe I need to sit over here and take a seat and let my higher power drive for a minute. And just not even suggest anything to my higher power other than, here, please take it. Because I'm not driving anywhere good. And I need you. Because I don't want to feel like this anymore. And I need you to help me. Because I haven't felt like this since I was getting loaded. That I don't like the way it feels. And I don't want to drive anymore. So, can you please take the wheel? And instead of having this guy over here give me examples of why I'm fucked up, maybe just let this guy take the wheel and tell me that he's got it. Maybe he can remind me, like, when I was getting out or while I was in there, he had it. And when I got out, he had it. And when the bills were about to be paid, he had it. And when I needed to rely on certain financial things, he had it. And when I wasn't sure if I was going to get into a fucking Oxford house or a sober living house, he had it. Instead of making people my higher power, maybe it's time to just, again, humbly ask for help. And just know that, like, I'm supposed to go through this. It's easy for me to tell people that. It's so much harder for me to fucking do it. Especially when you thought this was provided by, and it was, but not like I thought. And have gratitude in even this. And that way, when I run into a situation, maybe at an in-person meeting and somebody walks in the rooms, I learned to, like, avoid that shit like the fucking plague. Or on social media, avoid that shit like the fucking plague. And that way my higher power can say, hey, remember? Yeah, okay. So how long do you want to feel like this, or do you want to just not have to deal with it anymore? We can stop it right now. And I think that's what I need to do. So I set a short one, under 15 minutes. That's it. I gotta get food. I love you, Rodney. Just keep pushing, dude. You know. Oh, and a shout out to Lainey. You may watch this, Lainey. What you did for my phone when you said, let me have my phone, and then you changed something on it so I didn't have to hear that anymore. And I said, I love you for doing that, and you said, yeah, we're not listening to that anymore. And put my phone back on my holder. I love you, baby. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. Thank you. That's all I got. I don't want to cry anymore. Bye.